How's it going, everyone? So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I got a package in the mail today, and I decided that I'm going to start collecting these old occult magazines. Now, this is the Occult Review, and it's printed by Rider and Company, which is the same company that printed the Rider Weight Deck. So the Rider Company, or Rider and Company, um, they were very heavily involved in dispensing occult literature and tarot decks in the early 1900s. I believe that this uh, quarterly magazine existed, I think, until about World War II, or a little bit afterwards. And they would print, I think, 4 times a year, maybe more than that. It might have been every month. And it's just a magazine about occultism. So I'm going to do a quick flip through. As you can see here, we are going to kind of look at Hawaiian magic, the electrical control of gravitation, the vision of Plato, the problem of automatic writing, color and its symbolism, the Mount Everest mystery, and the great breath of God. Um, oh, 1 out of 6. Okay, so I guess they would print this like 6 times a year. Okay, so let's get going. And I'll show you every single page without trying to bend it too much because this is almost 100 years old. It's about 80 years old right now. So the mediumship of Maria Silbert. Okay. Now, what's interesting to me is that H.P. Blavatsky was actually advertising in this quarterly, the H.P. Blavatsky Association. And if we look over here, we have a whole bunch of her material trying to be advertised. We have a Sunday spiritual service in London. So this is, I believe, when the article on Hawaiian kahuna begins. I kind of briefly looked over it, and it says here kahuna literally means keeper of the secret. So it basically means occultism or occultist in Hawaiian, which is really cool. I didn't read the article itself, but I just kind of briefly ran over it. So it talks about the 3 types of kahuna here. A death prayer repelled. Interesting. Okay. Spiritual healing in Hawaii. Black and white magic. Now this is the article that I was seriously interested in. I'm a big Eliphas Levi fan, and Eliphas Levi would always talk about electrical control of gravitation. So this is like literally what he would talk about. Looks like they talk a little bit about some Hinduism, some Chinese stuff, Chinese occultism, which is actually extremely powerful. Okay, it goes on. I am going to read this article later. And I'm just giving you guys like a quick flip through of what is actually inside of here. It talks about atoms. Okay. Interesting. Okay, the vision of Plato. Now, Plato is a very interesting philosopher. He changed the way that philosophy is viewed almost forever. Like, nobody will ever be up to Plato's mark, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of John Locke fans out there, but Plato, you just can't compare the two. It looks like a little book review. The problem of automatic writing. Now, I personally don't like automatic writing, so I'm probably gonna enjoy that article. Yeah, it talks about their personal experience. So this magazine is just a ton of essays, basically, like small essays put together by different occultists around the world. And this article is probably interesting too. The color and its symbolism. Talks about latent powers, kind of Paul Foster Case-esque. Okay, so this is the subject of color. Its influence and symbolism is one of the perennial interests. Our contributor in the present article offers suggestions of originality which should provide material for consideration by the student who specializes along those lines. So if any of you are in BOTA, you know how important color is to us and the symbolism attached to it. It's literally the basis of a huge part of the study. And they say that God expresses, or the source power expresses itself through color and symbolism, which makes sense, which is why the tarot works. It looks like they really break down the colors here. He's talking about indigo, deep blue, yellow, black. Really interesting stuff, guys. So this is the Mount Everest mystery. It almost looks like it may be a story. Yep, it's a story. And it almost seems like it's about Mount Everest and some psychic scripts. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. And that's the end of it. It doesn't have the back cover, but that's the end of the article. It's the end of the magazine. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it.